Hey, this is Ken. Welcome back to my channel. Subject this evening is an abandoned Long Island Railroad line. It was abandoned around 1998. I don't remember what stops besides Richmond Hill, but I remember Penny Bridge was one of the stops. Uh, there's an interesting story behind this line closure. Um, when I used to work in Astoria and live in Astoria on the N line, I was doing this break. I bumped into somebody who used to work for the Long Island Railroad. The only reason this happened is because, thanks to the stupid uniform that I was wearing, the person was came up to me talking because I had the uniform on, and he told me this fascinating story about um, which I didn't put two and two together at the time until later. Uh, that the Long Island Railroad was planning, and the Pataki administration was planning to put the whole Long Island Railroad under the tail law. But to do that, they needed to separate the freight from the passenger service. So that's one of the reasons why this line was abandoned from Richmond Hill, Penny Bridge, and all that stuff. The Montauk line. Um, of course, once you separate the freight from the passenger trains, the next step was supposed to be that the management was going up to the union and say, listen, we're going to give you a blank check and we're going to give you whatever you want. Just let us put the transit system under the tail law. Well, unfortunately for them, the answer was thanks, but no thanks. They rejected it altogether. Oh, and meanwhile, some of the grade crossings did had their crossing arms and the warning systems removed from the grade crossings. So there was no signals, no bells warning or anything like that. For the freight to operate in those areas without those protections now, the freight operators of the freight train would have to stop at the grade crossing. One of them has to get off to direct traffic to let the diesel pass by, or the train, depending on how long it is. Once it clear, the guy gets back on the train and they keep going on their merry way. It worked great for a while, but unfortunately, they had a situation where they had a runaway train. I don't remember what year it was, but because they didn't have the arms, the warning systems, the train ran from Queens to Brooklyn on its own. And when it got to the grade crossings, it didn't have any protection. It got involved in several car accidents. Luckily, nobody got killed. And it kept going to Brooklyn until the fire department was able to get on and stop this train. Somehow it got stuck in Brooklyn and they managed to stop the train. But the thing was, the tail law had a big impact on this, on the elimination of this line. So, I mean, the low ridership, I don't understand that, but that was a cover story for what really reason why this line was abandoned. But like I said, the person who told me the story, this was unbelievable, but it made sense. You separate the freight from the passenger train by eliminating the Montauk line, and you eliminate the freight from the passenger. Yes, you could put the tail law on the Long Island Railroad, but the unions didn't want no tail law, so it never happened. This would have been a big difference had it had gone through. Who knows? Maybe today, the New York City transit system and the Long Island Railroad would have had joint service. Some of the scandals that had broken out over the years would have been avoided, like the overtime cheating scandal and the other scandal involving the medical, where they were trying to boost up their pension by claiming injuries. But that was a big scandal. Uh, a lot of that would have been avoided because once you got the system under the tail law, there was no more FRA for Long Island Railroad. So there's the Federal Railway Administration and the Federal Railway Act. Long Island Railroad wouldn't have qualified anymore for either one of them. But as we pointed out, without the FRA rules, that's why they changed the operations of the grade crossings from electronic warning systems in the arm to none. So they're still doing that today. When the freight train runs through the area, they had to stop. One crew member has to get off to direct traffic so that the train can pass by without hitting a car, since there's no protection whatsoever. But that was kind of funny. Here it is. This person telling me this amazing story. It was shocking. And it was more shocking that they didn't succeed in the system on the tail law. So, well, now you know why, the real reason why the Montauk Line ended service. It wasn't just for ridership, it was trying to get the tail law onto Long Island Railroad, which was a big flop. I mean, look how well the subway system's doing on the tail law. Not that great. Otherwise, you would not have no R179s breaking down the way it did. Because FRA would not have put up with that. So this is Alcan saying so long for now. Don't forget to stop. What can I tell you? Long Island Railroad. Missed that stop a long time ago.